called Women Yes You Can. Hi Vinny, where I introduce the women entrepreneurs from all over. Like they could be doing any work, business, or anything. I introduce them. I make beautiful videos in there for them, and I'm in those videos, and I just try to showcase their work to the social media. I'm just trying to do my bit. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I want to tell you that today's discussion actually is going to be a little serious. Not really serious, it's basically a very important topic in today's time. Last time I was all in party mood and enjoying myself. Today, yes, of course, I spread positivity all the time. But today I'm going to call a special guest from Canada. Her name is, she's a psychotherapist. Her name is Namrta Mohan, and there is something I want to tell you about Namrta Mohan, that she and I are from a very small place, a very tiny small place. It's a hill town in Himachal. It's you know, when you go to Chandigarh, so just half an hour or maybe 1 hour from Chandigarh, there is a place called Dharampur. It's very small place. If you're going to Shimla, you might just cross it and you won't even realize, but I've lived there, and this amazing psychotherapist of Canada has been living there and is brought up there, and look how good she's doing in today's world in her career. Yeah, she's here. That's nice. Our pretty good therapist called, her name is Namrta Mohan.
Hi everyone.
And I was just telling the audience. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, there are some friends of yours, some friends of ours, and some people who are following our page. First of all, thank you for following our
Hi
page.
to everybody.
And yeah, so I was telling everybody that both of us are from a very small, cute little town called Dharampur.
Yes.
And
yes.
We are proud of it.
Absolutely.
We're really proud
100%.
of it. So Namrta, how's it going for you in Canada? How is it? Is the lockdown as strict as India?
Lockdown is strict, except the enforcement by police. It's more in the form of the amount of dollars that you pay in tickets. And yet, rest it's all more about public awareness. But yes, all the only essential services are open and they're working right now.
Oh, so it's basically the same as India.
Absolutely.
Okay, we are losing the audio sometimes. Okay, now I just want to, basically my show is all about being chilled out and enjoying and having fun. But today, because of the lockdown, I was just thinking about, have you been getting inquiries? Like, have people been coming to you? And because you do online counseling, so during this lockdown, many close people have, we've been calling, or we've been meeting people, or just discussing. Many people are facing anxiety these days. So, have you been having similar conversations with people?
Absolutely, Upma, absolutely. Because I think this is one of the most unexpected thing that has ever happened to people who are present on this earth right now. This was never ever expected. I think we would only see it on Hollywood movies, and somehow some superhero would save it, but it's not happening right now. So yes, I mean, like, I have been getting lots and lots of queries about anxiety during lockdown, and that sense of fear, the sense of apprehension about future. So yes, it has really increased. Like the digital counseling is really, I'm glad that it's helping people. But yes, also the inquiry level has gone up really high.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm telling you, it's a boon in today's time to have online sessions with people who feel little anxiety. Yeah. Okay. Now I want you to help me understand. Hi Nisha, could you help us understand what is anxiety exactly?
Okay, so in very simple terms, rumination about past and apprehension, worrying about future is anxiety.
Oh, interesting.
So that means when you're just not in the moment, either you are ruminating on past, that I could have done this, or why did this happen, or why did I not do this, or you're worrying about future, thinking that, oh, this might happen, what if this happens? So just the mere fact, the best way to understand is ruminating on the past and apprehensions about and worrying about future is where anxiety lies.
Okay. So basically, I want to understand, supposing if I am feeling anxiety, okay, I may feel it, or if anybody else is, or somebody close to me is feeling anxiety. Okay, so how can someone reach out for help from a therapist or other mental health professionals during this lockdown period? Especially these days, how to reach out to a mental health professional?
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the question, Upma. I think it's a beautiful question. And I think there are a few parts to this question, so I'll answer them in parts. So first of all, if somebody is experiencing anxiety, if it's yourself, then you have people around. And if it's a loved one of yours, then I think in that moment, it's very important to just be with that person. And one thing that not to do, big no, is do not tell person to calm down and relax, please. That is going to trigger their anxiety skyrocketing, and it'll be very difficult. And mere anxiety can translate into an anxiety attack. So be there to support them, normalize their anxiety, validate anxiety. That's most important. Do not dismiss it by saying that, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it, or don't worry, it was in the past. So don't make those statements. To answer your second part, how can people reach out to therapists during this lockdown? I think digital platform is the best platform to reach in general as well. I think it's very, you don't experience the kind of stigma, because we do understand, and it's a white elephant in the room, and I would address it, that mental health is a very stigmatized field. So I think digital platform helps people to destigmatize it. It helps people to maintain privacy, confidentiality.
Yes.
The only thing to remember is that, digitally, whenever you connect, even like right now when we are on an open public platform, and nobody expects confidentiality and privacy right now as we talk here, right?
Yeah.
But when you see a therapist, that is a concern. And as much as we therapists try that, we select a digital platform which ensures all confidentiality and privacy, still be aware that 0.1% sometime at some point in life, privacy could be an issue.
Yes.
But that is just one of the very rare instances. So I would not encourage people that do not seek therapy just because of that fear that it might happen.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of secure digital platforms, and every therapist uses them.
Yeah, true that. Because I feel I can probably, maybe in a person, when I meet a person in person, like if I go to somebody, I go to a therapist and I go there will be a little bit of apprehension in my mind going on, because I'm driving to that place, I'm sitting, then I'm driving back, and maybe there are certain things going on in my mind. But I feel if the therapist is just a call away, and I can just see the therapist right in front of me, it will be so much easier. It's like right now, if I'm talking to you, I can tell you everything, and I can just say anything to you. I can open my heart to you. So I think it's a beautiful thing to be available online, live, to any person who's feeling a little bit of anxiety in today's time.
Absolutely. And I think in general, we all know that, when we are going through something, talking to people does make us feel better. I think the only difference that everybody needs to recognize is that when to talk to a friend and when to reach out to a therapist.
Yes. You must realize that you're talking to your friends. They might help you to a certain extent, but there is a time when you have to go to a therapist. And may I ask you, when is the time when you have to go to a therapist? When is that time? How do you decide that?
Yes, and I think that's extremely important. So best way to make that self-assessment about, when you need to reach out to therapist is, if you realize that your behavior, emotions, mood, whatever you're experiencing has started to impact your very daily activities. It could be your relationship with your spouse, it could be your relationship with kids, it could be getting more frustrated at workplace, or getting this feedback from people, from your loved ones, from your boss, from your colleagues, that why are you so irritated? I just asked a simple question. And I think that is the time you need to understand that before it really reaches a peak where you don't have another option, it's always better to be proactive about it.
Yes. That is really right. That's an amazing answer, because there are many people who can't decide, is it the time for me to go to, because they still feel, no, I don't think I need a therapist. I don't think I need a, in fact, even the relatives. I've like people who have gone through anxiety, and I have realized their families, they tell them, no, you don't need anything, just go for a movie, just go to a restaurant, or just do this and do that. But it's not the case. It's just not the case. You have to realize that the person has some anxiety or a chemical imbalance or something going on. So you have to go to a therapist. So that realization.
And I think,
yes.
Sorry, and I think I would just like to share here. I have been in this field and I've been doing absolute clear psychotherapy for more than a decade now. And Upma, let me tell you, I have never come across somebody in a social gathering who would come up and say, hey, oh, you're a psychotherapist, I need help. Every time I get the question, oh, I have a cousin who needs help, I have a relative who needs help, I have a friend who needs help. And I always know who actually needs help.
Yes.
So I think it's just a matter of being able to articulate it. And sometimes, and I think also I'll take this opportunity, Upma, to explain to people that getting an advice is very different from being in a therapy.
Yes.
It's very easy. So for example, let's say if I get a lot of queries that, I have been diagnosed with acute anxiety. Can you suggest me something? I can of course suggest a lot of things, but that does not equate to therapy. So don't confuse seeking advice and being in a therapy. Therapy is a long-term process. Therapist helps people to come down to a root cause and establish things.
Definitely. That was a very good answer.